So, yesterday I am going for a walk, getting my morning coffee. It seems a lot of things happen when I go on a walk and get my morning coffee, but I'm going on a walk, I get my morning coffee. I live in LA, and as I'm walking, I'm going past restaurant after restaurant that is had to shut down because, as you know, our governor has ordered our restaurants who were recently able to reopen, and they spent tons of money being able to open, and they were allowed to have outdoor seating. Well, just a few weeks ago, they were told that they have to shut down again. Our salons had to shut back down. A lot of places we're not even supposed to be outside of our homes unless it is absolutely essential because of this surge in hospitalizations and surge in cases that is happening all over California. So we are shut down. As I'm walking, and again, a typical walk around my neighborhood, you will see businesses that are gone. You will see some businesses that are still boarded up, that have been boarded up for months. And so I'm walking past these and I notice a bunch of big white trucks, and I look and there is either a large movie production or a large TV show production. There is a large production that is happening with a few dozen people. There's an outdoor seating area like we saw in that viral video from the restaurant owner with craft services and all of those things. And it's a pretty big production happening. And I thought this was interesting because everyone else had to shut down, yet filming is ramping up like crazy. I actually took a video of this too. I would show you, but it was in my neighborhood. I don't want to give away where I live. And look, I'm an actress. I've started auditioning again. I am very much for things being open up. Most of the projects I've auditioned for don't even start filming until next year. And after they Google my name and see these videos, they probably won't hire me anyway. But if that scared me, I wouldn't have started making these videos. So I'm coming from that perspective. I'm glad certain things are starting to open up, but I couldn't help but feel the pain and what a slap in the face this is to the businesses that were almost right next door that have had to shut down, and all of the people that are out of work because of that. It definitely was. I saw the video of the restaurant owner, the woman from the Pineapple Hills Saloon, who was in her parking lot crying because she had to shut down her restaurant and they're losing money. Yet a film production set up literally right next to her with tables that were there to seat hundreds of crew and craft services. I think every single person feels the same way. We want to do whatever we can to make sure that people are healthy and safe, and if we need to stay home in order to do that, let's stay home. But that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing this is okay for some people but not okay for others, and they're picking and choosing, and you're seeing the hypocrisy right there in front of your face. There's a movie set going on, and then there's rows of restaurants that aren't allowed to open, and that's where people are starting to question. I remember seeing that and feeling that woman's frustration, and then on my walk I saw it right there firsthand. A production, dozens of people, dozens of trailers, and then along the rest of the street all of these restaurants that have had to shut down. I felt that. So that being said, let's talk even further. And keep in mind too, like there's probably a lot of crew members that are working on these sets that have been out of work for a long time that probably have families as well, and a lot of people that are not rich Hollywood elitist types that are working on these productions. So I'm glad that they are back to work. I'm not mad at them. I would never fault them. And I really had to think, if I booked a project and they wanted me to film on something right now, would I do it? And I honestly don't know. Because again, I am for things being open, but I can't help to call out the hypocrisy and the wrongdoing when I see it. And where the hypocrisy lies is with our government, who is saying you can do this, but you can't do this. And maybe some of these Hollywood elitists, some of these big celebrities who are already millionaires who are going to work on these projects, the same celebrities who were shaming Americans into staying home, wearing masks. I wonder if they're going to be donating any of the money that they're making on these productions back to maybe some of these small businesses, food banks, or some families that have been terribly affected by having to stay home for the pandemic and not giving a paycheck. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but let's get into this story. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, The hypocrisy couldn't get any more intertwined. Just keep in mind, it's 2020. So let's talk about this story. This is in the Daily Wire. Los Angeles Surge Hospital that treated Rona patients now appears to be the site of a full-scale Hollywood production, but that title doesn't even do it justice. Let's dig into the story a little bit more. As California officials warn about impending wave of Rona infections, a shuttered hospital in Los Angeles that briefly reopened in the spring to help treat an expected surge of cases now appears to be the site of a major Hollywood production. The parking lot of the former St. Vincent Medical Center is currently filmed with trailers, typically used by movie studios and television production companies for on-location shoots. It is there, and it sits tents-covered outdoor dining areas and a line of cooks who were busy preparing food for craft services. In this tweet, you can see a picture of the filming. So this person says, there's filming happening at St. Vincent Hospital, aka the abandoned hospital that was reopened for 39 days as Los Angeles Surge Hospital. And yeah, they called it the LASH, the Los Angeles Surge Hospital. So there's the pictures. You can see the trailers. You can see the tents. There's a lot of tables in there. And Triage. So Triage is the name of a new pilot that was just greenlit. Was it ABC? Yeah, Triage is a pilot that was greenlit just now by ABC. So this hospital was actually abandoned and it was in bankruptcy, and it was purchased in April to be sort of a makeshift hospital for patients if our other hospitals got overrun. So we had that. We also had the Mercy ship, and that was docked, I want to say in San Diego. I could be wrong about that. So we had those two resources just in case our hospitals became overrun. So let's see how that went. State officials said the pop-up facility was needed to secure additional beds to treat Rona patients. Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom had said California would need 50,000 more beds to respond to what was to come. So this was way back in April. Called for Los Angeles Surge Hospital LASH. It only admitted Rona patients that met a certain criteria. So the time it was open, it was only open for 38 days and treated a total of 64 patients. And then it goes even further. Area hospitals were not overwhelmed at the time. So our hospitals never became really overwhelmed. The Mercy wasn't really utilized. And it said that as this was only open for 39 days, this hospital, they only had 25 patients at a time. We also had, there's a beach called Dockweiler Beach, and they put hundreds of trailers there to be able to house any homeless people that would have been quarantined. And I would drive by that all the time. I never saw anyone there. I think maybe just a few of them were utilized, but that wasn't utilized either. It's a little more interesting. It says the LA City Council voted unanimously in October, so they were talking to the purchaser of this hospital, and they wanted to start talks into establishing a partnership to provide medical and mental health services to homeless people, older adults, and low-income residents in need of acute care. And if you know anything about our homelessness problem, our mental health problem, people with serious drug problems, I mean, every time you go and walk down the street here, you see people laying in the middle of the street, you see people drugged out, homeless, digging in the trash. This is becoming very, very common. So I would actually think that would be a good idea, but it doesn't look like that's what they're doing right now. And then this person had a tweet saying, you're wondering why the city isn't setting up St. Vincent's Hospital for the Rona increase? It's because, once again, the city is prioritizing filming. So as you know, we are re-shut down. Apparently our hospital beds are becoming at capacity, so that's why we had to shut down. But instead of reopening this in order to care for this new surge of patients that we're probably going to be seeing, they in fact are filming. And again, I'm not mad at the crew members or the struggling actors or maybe the struggling catering service that needs to work, that hasn't been able to work in a long time. I am not mad at those people. I sympathize with those people. The same exact way I sympathize with the salon owner, the restaurant owner, the server, the bartender. The same way I sympathize with all of those people that need to work and need to make an income and take care of themselves and take care of their families. Where the hypocrisy lies is it's our government officials, it's the Hollywood elites who have been telling us for months and months, we need to stay home, you need to wear your mask, how dare you not wear a mask, how do you grandma killer, you this and that, you have to stay home. Now we're seeing this huge surge here in California and we're told it's imperative we need to stay home, but this is okay. That's where it doesn't make sense. The hypocrisy couldn't be any more in your face and any more blatant. Our very own governor, while he was telling us stay home, wear a mask, it's super imperative that you do this. It's dangerous if you go out there without wearing a mask, was at a dinner party with people without wearing masks. We were recently told don't see your family, limit your Thanksgiving gatherings, limit these gatherings. Thanksgiving was canceled, yet you see how many tables? Let's look at this again. How many tables do you see here? Lots and lots and lots of tables, lots of trailers. This is obviously a very large production. So you can't help people for asking questions and starting to wonder what in the heck is going on. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about all of that. I hope you're having a great day. Bye.